Hello and welcome to Frackulous, the app show full of good stuff for everyone. We do not discriminate, be you Blackberry, Android, iPhone or other. We love you all. And now, having declared that love, on with the show. Roof over my head, food, apps. Those are my three big expenses each month. Being addicted to this stuff is expensive. And then, when you start spending money, thanks to the free apps, hello eBay buying app, bank managers begin to get uncomfortable. But eBay is looking to atone for its sins against my bank account by launching the eBay Selling app. This app is separate to the eBay Buying app, which is excellent news for those of us that log on to eBay to sell and find ourselves 45 minutes later having bought the entire series of Babysitter's Club books. You can either manually enter the details you're selling, enter the basics and have eBay autofill the rest of the details, or, best of all, scan the barcode and have it all done for you. This works best with books and CDs, and with CDs it actually fills the track listing in for you. Although saying that, it did take me 6 goes to find a CD that the app recognised. So, a demo. I'd like to sell this All Saints CD as I finally come out of my Desktop and Combat stage. If I scan the barcode here, you can see it pulls up all the relevant information. Although, a word to the developer, the barcode needs to be horizontal, not vertical, unless I've been using the wrong definition for 27 years. This is entirely possible, actually. From within the app, you can also check the status of what you're selling, as well as research the average selling price of items. The stuff you do need to fill in yourself is your PayPal email address, shipping costs, duration, start price, and buy it now price. From there, you preview the ad and hit list, and you're all done. So there you have it, one All Saints CD listed for the minimum sale price of £50, because I am nothing if not an optimist. If you've got stuff to sell, go and download this app quick, as all the listings are completely free until the 29th of July. I'd like to now welcome a very special guest who is in line for a regular spot if her psychic powers prove to be reliable. Please welcome Peggy the Psychic Dog. Peggy is joining us to provide an insight into the ultimate app-related question. What's more addictive, Tetris or Bejeweled? We asked the internet that very question, but can Peggy predict the results? But first, I must obviously provide her with a case for each. Now Peggy, Bejeweled is a game where you have to swap different coloured jewels to create rows of 3, which then eliminate those jewels and bring in more. 4 jewels in a row gets you a power jewel and 5 gets you a hypercube. Hypercubes are awesome. And then you have Tetris. Tetris has that old school charm you'll remember from playing your Game Boy as a pup. Rotate the different shaped blocks to create a horizontal line and then watch that line fall away. But Peggy, which did the internet declare the most addictive? Good news, the answer is indeed Bejeweled, which you got correct, and it was according to all of these people. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Octopuses are only right 80% of the time, whereas dogs so far have it right 100%, making dogs more psychic than octopuses. Official. Questions, questions, questions. This week our question comes from someone wishing to be known as Luke. Could it be Luke Perry? I like to think so. Luke, possibly Perry, asked, I see loads about iPhone camera apps but nothing for Android phones. What's the best one for the HTC Desire? Well, Luke, I've had a look at all things Android-y and camera-y, and having tested a few, I'd recommend investing £2.99 in Vignette. Vignette is much like the Camera Plus app we looked at in episode 4, but for Android. There's a massive 62 different effects you can apply to photos and 56 frames you can add, although you do have to apply them each individually and then preview, rather than seeing all the effects at once. There's also the ability to set a timer for self-portraits, geotag your photos and zoom, which makes it a bit of a one-stop camera shop. And remember, one of the great things about the Android marketplace is that if you don't like an app, you can uninstall it and get a full refund, as long as you do so within 24 hours of buying it. Just go to where it's found in the marketplace, and where there was a buy button, you should find an uninstall and refund button. You're welcome. Challenge time. A weekly chance for Will and I to compete for the title of winner and spend the rest of the week wearing the hat of win. This week we fight to the death to decide which is the best Twitter client for the iPhone. Have a listen and then let us know in the comments section who you're convinced by.
My pick is Twitter for iPhone, the official app. Twitter didn't used to have its own official apps, but it's recently adopted Tweety and made it its own. Previously, people used to rave about Tweety, and I totally see why now. Visually, it's incredibly slick. You can drill down through all the pages like a normal Twitter app, or slide your finger over a tweet and you'll see 6 icons. These allow the power user to quickly access things like @replies, retweets, starring, all that stuff without messing around. You've got read later support built right into the client. So if you follow a lot of people that post loads of links, you don't have to keep going off into Safari to read them. Hit the paperclip icon and they'll be added to your Instapaper account. Then, when you finish reading everyone's updates, jump on over to Instapaper and read them all in one go at your leisure. People used to pay real money for Tweety, and I totally see why now. However, since Twitter took it under its wing, it's now available for the low, low price of free. Sometimes it pays to be a late adopter.
TweetDeck has been around for a while, but it's still my app of choice. This is because it involves lists, and I do love a good list. Imagine you follow more than a handful of people and don't always have the time to read all of their thoughts all of the time. Just stick the ones you find most interesting in a separate list, and then see that very column appear on your phone. And then sync that very column to the desktop version of TweetDeck. And then make sure your friends don't see whether you've added them to the interesting people list. You can also sync the official Twitter lists you create, should you feel inclined, and if you want to create a search of a particular hashtag or subject, you can create a list for that too. So you can get a constant stream of Keith Chegwin news. The other thing about it is that it's now stable. I rejected this app as an option about 6 months ago due to its crashy nature, and if you did the same, now is the time to re-adopt. This app doesn't crash now, ever. And like the Twitter for iPhone app, it's free. So I guess the main message from both Will and I is don't go and pay for a Twitter app. Go and spend your money on sweets instead. My understanding of driving is that to avoid any unwanted running over incidents, it's normally best to concentrate on the road rather than links to lolcats and texts about what happened last night. If your eyes are reading words, they can't also be looking for hazards. But as someone who checks her phone no less than 78 times every single minute, I can appreciate that if I was a driver, I'd be tempted to disobey the highway code. But now, thanks to drivesafe.ly, an app currently available free to Blackberry owners, you won't have to. Quite simply, it reads your emails and texts aloud, so you don't have to read whilst driving. You can also set it to send an auto-response, although I'd suggest people can just hold their horses and wait for you to park. Now, in order to demonstrate this, I'm going to have to hand over to Will, as me getting behind the wheel of a car is, well, illegal.
So all I have to do is turn the app on, and it will read out any emails or text messages that I receive from this point onwards.
Drivesafe.ly on. New email. Sender. info@meetup. Subject. Reminder. July drink tank is tomorrow. New email. Sender. Cecily Sir. Subject. From your financial advisor. Message. Sell BP shares quick. New email. Sender. Cecily Sir. Subject. It even decodes text speak. Message. Laughing out loud, be right back, ZOMG. New email. Sender. Cecily Sir. Subject. Take the next left. Message. Laughing my ass off.
Not only is this app great for car drivers, it'll be extra useful to anyone on a bike or a scooter. A scooter such as this one, which I'm totally getting for my birthday, which is in just a few days' time. All presents to the usual address, please. Well, that was fun, wasn't it? Another week, another selection of excellent apps to amuse, inform and educate. Don't forget, you can subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Twitter and fan us up on Facebook. And we'll be giving away one iPhone 4 to a lucky followy, fanny type person very, very soon. So, until next week, mwah!